I am so in awe of my sister today on this beautiful Sabbath afternoon. We were just sitting talking, and I'm learning some things about her and a little bit more about my dad and her army experience. As you all know, we're both Evans, and my dad was in the army well before he got married to my mom. And I was looking up our name, and I came across this. I knew that we were English, Welsh, with that name, but this is officially what it says about our name. Evans is a patronymic or nymic surname meaning son of Evan. The given name Evan derives from the Welsh name Ifan, or Ethan, as some people would say, Ethan, Ifan, a cognate of John, meaning gracious gift of Jehovah. Very common within the United Kingdom. Evans is the eighth most common surname, being mostly common in the city of Wales. So our name is actually derived from the UK, Welsh, and we are just talking about my dad and what I learned about Sandra, my sister. Uh, so proud of her and her service in the military, and she's here visiting. And we're just talking about Daddy, and I found out when she really wanted to go into the military, you told me it was when you were in high school. You were a freshman in high school. I didn't know that. And you went to Dad and said what?
That I wanted to go in the Navy. I had scored high on the Navy test, and then I was working at a Navy recruiting office, and they wanted to put me in, but Dad said no, that
Wow.
the women, that the Navy wasn't for women.
Wow. And I think about that time because I know when you were in high school the year, and that was the time that the options available to women were either you're a teacher or you're a nurse. It's not like now where women are firefighters, police officers, I can go into IT, software development, go into the military. You were way before your time. So you chose to, since Dad didn't let you, you chose to go ahead and go into a university, Southwestern Adventist University, and you got a degree in what?
In healthcare administration.
Okay, she got her 4-year degree in healthcare administration. So when you got out, where did you work?
I worked for insurance companies. I worked as a claims adjuster for group health claims.
Okay. And you had that corporate desk job, claims administrative type work. And why did you decide to go into the military after that?
Because I had been thinking about going all those years, and I finally had the courage to go down and file.
So walk us through that process of what was that like? Because I remember for me, when you went, we were shocked. We were like, what? Sandra. So walk me through that process. What was it like for you?
Oh, it's on delayed entry program.
What does that mean?
Well, that means you're waiting to get into the service.
Okay.
You wait on a 6 months time period.
Okay.
And then they process, first they give you a blood test and all the medical testing that you need, give you a physical exam, you pass that, and then you take a test, I believe, to find out what your MOS is.
Okay.
You go ahead and go in through that process.
So technically, you could have gone in as an officer
Yeah.
because you had a 4-year degree. Do you think that there were some things that prevented you from doing that, being an officer?
Right. They didn't have a program. They didn't tell me about it.
Wow. And here you are, a female, a black female at that, with a 4-year university degree, and you could have gone in as an officer. You went in as a regular person who was just
I
going
went
into
in as an E4
E4. Okay.
instead of a private.
Oh, got you, got you. So you did have some rank going
Yeah,
in as an E4 instead of a officer. You were still ranked E4.
right,
Okay, good. And you ended up being an E5, correct?
right.
Okay. Something that I found out about you too is you actually had you had I'm looking through some of your things. You had a Texas Women's University student ID card.
Yes,
You
I
were,
went there for nursing.
yes, I was like so shocked to see that. Oh my gosh, and I meant to bring your dog tag. I do still have your dog tag from the military. I have it put up secure, the stuff you
Okay,
asked me to keep for you.
all right.
So, Sandra, let me ask you this. So, having this stroke and everything, what has this done in your life in opening up who you are as a person? This lady that went into the military and then suffering a stroke, and here you are at the VA Medical Center, they're caring for you. Tell me about some of the emotions that are going in your mind right now.
Well, I'm limited with having the stroke, and I can only teach now and tell others what I've been through and everything in my life I can use to teach others.
You've traveled a lot. So, what was the most fun thing, whether it was in the military or outside the military, that you've done that a lot of people be shocked at?
Oh, well, I did go to Alaska, and I liked my military service in the AIT too.
What's AIT?
AIT is the advanced training,
Okay.
and I went there in Indianapolis,
Okay, Indiana.
and it
Okay.
was fun.
So, Alaska. So, you were on a shrimp boat.
Yes, I went there outside the military.
Right.
I
And,
was on a salmon processing
oh,
boat.
salmon. Yeah, not shrimp, salmon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, salmon. Wow. I want to do that. So what did you think when you saw your family jumping out of the sky doing the
I
skydiving?
thought that they were very adventurous and very brave to go skydiving.
Well, we wanted to jump in honor of several things, and that was also in honor of you. You had two other veterans there, Army veteran, your brother-in-law, and a Navy veteran, your nephew,
Yeah,
jumped as well for you.
right.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I just look at your life and all the things that you did, teaching yoga, drumming. You were riding bicycles in Austin before it was popular. Now, I mean, seriously, this girl was always so ahead of herself. And now there's a lot of cycling communities all over, but you were always that
Right.
one in our family that was into a lot of the health, the holistic. So let's go back to Daddy. We were talking about Dad and I and you and his business that he had, the Wildline Company, and then you brought up the fact that Dad knew a lot of people,
Yes,
and you said he had somebody at the Pentagon he even knew.
yes. One time I had problems when I was getting out the military. I had problems with my commander, and my father asked me if I needed him to talk to his friend in the Pentagon.
I didn't even know Dad had friends in the Pentagon.
So he was gonna call him and have him to speak to the commander.
Okay. Wow. And we was talking about Dad's hair care business, and I was telling Ernest how we used to take these Sunday trips where he would sell sets, and you reminded me that his customer base was really black hair
Beauticians.
salon. So he was on a commercial end of the sales. He was a supplier. And this is somebody that I remember our garage was just full
Yeah,
of Wildline products. We have a truck that would back up about every week or so, a big truck back into our driveway, and we'd let the garage up and they would unload. And Dad, that was his business, man. That's how he pretty much built our house.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about what he did to inspire you to still go into the military after you became an adult and did the college thing. Did he say anything to you, or did you just do it on your own?
I knew he had been a military brat, so I wanted to be one too.
It was too late. You had already grown up and had your degree. So you went in, and what was his reaction when you first told him that you had joined the Army?
I guess he wasn't surprised.
You were the one. I mean, you were the one in our family. Do you know I have your green dress uniforms? Do you know that?
No.
Yes, Ernest. Do I not have our green dress uniforms?
Wow.
They are put up.
I wondered what did Earl do with them.
With who?
How do you say his name? Michael Earl.
Okay. Yes. Our son.
Yes.
No, me and Ernest don't have your uniforms though. So how do you feel about the fact that as a woman you have Army uniforms, and not a lot of women were allowed to go into the Army? A lot of women were in the Navy as nurses, but not a lot of women went into that broad Army. In closing us out, just tell me how you feel, and I'm going to switch the cameras. I'm going to bring Ernest around with you as a veteran with you, and I want the two of you to just talk, because he knows coming into the Army later how unique it is to have had a woman before him that was in the Army. So
I'll do something later, but we're going to close this one out. Sandra, go ahead and close out. Anything you want to say?
That my job in the Army was the best job I ever had. It was pack clerk, and my colonel called me my award-winning pack clerk because I always kept 100% inspections.
Oh,
Inspection.
what did you do?
It was personnel. I did personnel. I did all the in and out processing, pay grades. I did leave. Everyone had
So
to
HR.
come to my office to have anything done.
Oh, a little bossy. Love it.
Well, I'm going to ask one question since that someone heard my voice. Being a woman in the military, right now they got separate bathrooms and separate things for people. I know you had some issues probably. Anybody taken out of one place and put with a bunch of other people. Do you care to share anything?
I like the camaraderie.
Tell me about camaraderie, because right now you have a little squirrel that came up to sit with you.
Well, you have friends everywhere. You're never without a friend.
That's good.
Do you keep up with any of your military buddies?
No, I used to.
You used to? I'm going to help you find some of them on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, that's one thing I'm going to do with you. And I just want to again tell you how proud, you have no idea how proud I am of you and how much I look up to you. And it's really nice to know that you're part of my family. And you did this, girl. You did. I mean, when she did this, she
look
did
up
this.
to my sister, who is an RN, and she's done many admirable things.
That's how we were raised. Dad did it, right?
Yes.
It's his fault. He raised us girls. So there's 2 more girls, 1 boy, and I think he did an outstanding job of just getting us ready for life. I love you, okay?
Okay, I love you too.